Awesome, 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 awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today on Market Faith as we continue talking about how to reverse the trend of a struggling business, right? It's been an incredible 2 weeks. Today is week 3, and we're talking about really how to reverse the trend in a struggling business. The first week, we started out just laying some foundation and helping you understand the importance of this subject and the importance of this concept, and the 3 things that are necessary if you want to turn around the business. Last week we started looking at one of them in greater detail. I mean, from the first week we had been looking at it, but last week we went into a lot more detail, talking about cash, talking about money, the flow of cash, right? Not just profit, but the flow of cash, actual cash within your business. We talked about that. And today we want to take that further, and I want to talk about investigating your business model. If things are not working in your business, it's important to understand why, right? And you really need to do a deep dive in understanding what has gone wrong with the business. How did you get to where you are? So that you can improve it and talk about what you need to do going forward. Now, this is very important. This is critical. And one of the reasons why is because you cannot fix what you don't understand. Is the problem within the business, right? And so you really need to understand the business like the back of your hand. And today what I want to do is I'm going to share with you, 1 or 2 examples, one from a product-based manufacturing type setup, and another example, using a service type setup. And really what I'm trying to do is to help you see what I mean by investigating your business model. Because one of the things I find is that for many businesses that are declining and many businesses that are not going well, when you look at your results or when you look at your financials or your bank account is a result. Oftentimes, analyzing the result in itself is not necessarily what helps. It is understanding the input that makes up the result. So if all you are doing is looking at, my numbers are not going well, you must understand the factors that make up your numbers, investigate those factors so that you can deliver what you really want within your business. What I've just said now is super critical, super important. You must be able to investigate and do a deep dive in your business. This is where having great, accurate figures will be very helpful for you. Why? You must understand that numbers tell a story. If you don't understand how to read that story, you will not be able to deliver in your business. You won't be able to achieve all the things that you've set out to achieve within your business. So you must investigate your business model and do that investigation seriously, right? And be ruthless about it, okay? So maybe I should say these few things before I deep dive into this. The first thing is this. In this exercise of investigating your business model, number 1, you must be brutally honest with yourself. Don't look for sugar-coated truth. Look for the real truth. And I'm saying this because I've seen business owners who are not courageous enough, right, to confront the fact that their businesses are just not doing well, to confront the fact that they have messed up, to confront the fact that they are not doing what they're supposed to do to help the business grow. You must be brutally honest with yourself. Listen to me. Listen. I'm saying this because many people say that they are passionate. You cannot be passionate and losing money. I don't understand that type of passion. You are running a business and you are saying, you are passionate. Great, thank God for your passion, But your passion that is not delivering the goods, you need to investigate that passion. You need to investigate the way you are deploying that passion, because everybody that deploys their passion correctly makes money out of their passion. So I'm saying this because it's very, very important. Don't look for your version of the truth. Look for the actual truth. People do what I call data torture. Data torture is when you are forcing the data to say what you want it to say, not looking at the data the way it actually is. All right, so it's very, very important and very critical. Okay, the first thing is this: be brutally honest with yourself. Don't try to sugarcoat the issues. You are going to dig into the issues a lot more. If you don't know, be clear and be upfront about it. You don't know. All right, the second thing is this: understand that it is okay for some businesses to die. Listen, when some businesses die, some other ones can come out. But when you don't allow certain businesses rest in peace, you will not allow some other things work and move the way they ought to move. If you don't, it's like your past. If you don't allow your past to die, it will not allow you live your future. So if you don't allow certain things that are supposed to die, they will not allow you live your future. Why? Because when you begin to do this exercise, you will realize that some of you are not really running the business. The business is the one running you. And you must understand what the issues are so that you can deal with it. Now, I've seen scenarios where, some spouses help their spouse to set up a business. And the business was not designed to make money. It was only designed to keep somebody busy. If that is the goal for your business, I'm not even talking to you. We are not even having a conversation right now. All right? You are not even in my radar. You are not part of the people I'm talking to. I'm talking to people who this business survival is critical to their family survival. It's critical to their own survival as well. I'm not talking about people who have a choice. Right? And people who can afford to price anyhow and do things anyhow, and they can afford not to take things seriously because they have some, rich spouse somewhere who is bankrolling their excesses. Those are not the people I'm speaking to today. I'm speaking to people who know that, listen, this business has to survive and this business has to work. Otherwise, we are all literally dead. Literally. So I'm saying so because it is very, very important that you take this seriously, okay? Do understand that it is okay for some businesses not to survive. It is okay, because if they don't survive, they will allow other businesses survive. When you take on certain businesses and they suck nutrients from the businesses that should be surviving, you are going to, starve the businesses that should survive with businesses that should have no business being in business in the first place. Very important. So let's go into this, right? Now, investigate your business model. That's what we're talking about today. And the first thing I want to say is this: how did you get here? How did you get to the place where you are needing a turnaround in your business? What did you miss? What were the signs? What were the signals that you missed along the way that you did not see? And how do we ensure that you do not get here again? Those are two critical questions that we want to answer in this phase of, turning around your business, right? Now, if you notice what we've been talking about so far, we haven't done anything yet related to turning things around. And the reason is because turning things around is the easy part. Understanding why things are not working is the hard part. The reason why is that if you knew why things were not working, you will have reversed it prior to now. You will not wait until things have gotten this bad. You will have done something about it. Right? The fact that you haven't done something about it means that there is some knowledge gap somewhere. Okay? So, do a deep dive to understand the root cause of why things aren't working in your business. And I'm saying, listen, this is what I'm saying. Don't just say that the reason, I know why we are not succeeding. And they say, why? Because we did not make sales. Why didn't you make sales? What exactly is the reason why you did not make sales? Oh, because we didn't advertise. Why didn't you advertise? Oh, because we didn't have money. Why didn't you have money? Root cause analysis is about asking what I call the 5 whys, which is asking yourself why 5 times to understand the real reason behind the problem. Why didn't you do marketing? Because we didn't have money. Why didn't we have money? Because we didn't sell enough. Why didn't we sell enough? Because we didn't do marketing. That's a catch-22 situation. Which one comes first, the chicken or the egg? You need to make your decision. But don't be in a place where you don't understand what exactly is going on. Don't say that, oh, the reason why my business is in trouble is because I have a lot of debt outside. Why do you have a lot of debt outside? Why? You must understand. Start with your finances, all right? Your financial statement or your bank statement. If you don't have financial statements, I don't know why you are in business. Any business that does not have financial statements is not really in business. Trust me, right? You need to look at your financial statements. If you don't have financial statements, look at your bank statements, okay? Why is it now that you are in trouble? Why didn't you get into trouble last year? Why are you looking for a turnaround now? Why didn't you need a turnaround 2 years ago? Why didn't you need a turnaround last year? Why now? You must understand what has changed in your environment, what has changed in your business, what has changed in your industry, what has changed that has put you in a situation where you are now that you need a turnaround in your business. You must understand why. So let me give you examples, right? I had a client that was into they make products, right, manufacturing, right? And so what had happened was we were trying to turn things around in the business and trying to get the business to work, right? And so what we did was that we went into the business to understand the financials. So the first thing we did was that we looked at the numbers, right? And then we looked at the business, we looked at the gross margin, right? And this is very important, and this is where you need to look at within your business. Look at the gross margins. Are your margins even decent enough? Let me say this up front. Whatever business that you are doing, if at the gross margin level you're not doing 30% thereabout, then you need to be careful. That business is probably not a very good business that you want to be in, unless if you're in maybe the oil and gas industry where their margins are very low but their volumes are significant. Supermarket business, margins are low, volumes are significant. You are selling petroleum products, margins are low, volumes are significant. For example, the likes of Walmart and some of all these big supermarket chains probably are doing 3% net margin. 3%. Listen, 3%. But you know what? If they make turnover of 10 billion, 3% of 10 billion, I think that's what? $300 million. That's significant. Very significant. But they just make 3%. So you don't have to have fantastic margins if you have high volumes. But if you have low volumes, you must have good margins. So one of the things we found was that the gross margin of this business was 15%. It made it very difficult. You know what that means? Let me break this down for you. If your gross margin is 15%, gross, not net, gross, what that means is that even if you're a ₦1 billion business, you're running a business and you're making $1 billion, right? Your total gross is 150 million. Gross. Before you pay salaries, before you pay rent, before you take care of your machines, your equipment, and all those things. In many cases, and for many businesses, you've not even done marketing. You've not embarked on any marketing initiative or any marketing drive. 150 million. In my currency, local currency, that's not that much for a ₦1 billion business. All right? So it's very important that you understand your margins, right? And understand what you can tweak and understand what you can work on, right? In my opinion, right, if you want a very decent business, you should be looking at gross margins of at least 30%. For you to be able to make a significant dent and make things work within your business. This is very important, and what I'm sharing with you is absolutely critical, okay? So look at your gross margins, right? And understand where you are coming from, and understand, maybe also look at your competitors' margins and see, is this an industry trend? If it is an industry trend, what are they doing that they are not in trouble and I am in trouble? These are some of the questions you need to ask yourself. And this is very important. So in the process of this particular company, as we were looking at the margins, we realized that out of all the products that they make, some products were returning negative margins, meaning that you were not only doing terrible, not that terrible, because I've seen worse, right? You were not only doing low margins, but you also had some products that were taken out of some other products. How didn't they see this? Now, the way they didn't see this was because they hadn't factored in all the costs that was necessary to produce that particular item. I'll give you an example. You ship in raw materials. In the process of shipping in raw materials, you have transportation of those raw materials, you have all those things, right? Now, in the process of producing, you also have labor costs at different stages of production. You must factor in all those things into your cost structure. Sometimes you go out and do tests on that particular product. You must factor in the cost of that test into the product. You must factor in the cost of marketing into the product. You must factor in sales cycle into the product. What does that mean? If I put in ₦1 into this business today, how long does it take for that ₦1 to come back to me? You must factor that in, because if it takes 3 months for your every ₦1 to come back to you, then the question is this: what are you going to be using in the periods when that money has gone out and is not yet back in? These are the questions to ask yourself. That's why you need to do a deep dive. You can't do this on the surface. If you're a service-based business, you need to ask yourself, how much are you charging for your services? Listen. If you provide any form of fairly sophisticated service, whether you provide training, you provide marketing services and all those types of things, and you are charging, let's say somewhere around, if you're in Nigeria, you're charging 50,000 naira. 50,000 naira is less than $100. If you're charging that, I don't see how you're going to make money. I honestly don't see it. And the reason is very simple. There's no need to get angry. It's a very simple conversation and it's simple mathematics. Think about it. What is the salary of the person doing the work that you're doing? Now, how much time, right, does it take for that person to do the work, right? What is the cost of that customer that you are doing work for? How long did it take you to get that customer? If it took you 2 months to get one customer, right? Now, inside that 50,000 is the money that you will spend, right, for another 2 months before another customer shows up. I don't know if you're beginning to get the picture that I'm trying to paint to you. Because the reality is this, for many people that are doing business, right, the reality is that many of them are not charging enough. That is why in a turnaround, one of the first things you need to do when you are doing a deep dive, you will see, is that you need to up your prices. Now, I know what you're going to say. I'm going to price myself out of the market. People are going to be competing, etc. Listen, if this gets bad enough, understand something. Doing this business is not a do or die matter. Listen, I've always said this. If you are doing a business where you are losing money, you are better off standing at the road and giving out money to people, because you are not even covering your costs. You think that because you are busy, you are making money. I call it false profit. You are not making money. Busyness does not equate money making. Now, it's a different scenario if some things are loss leaders, meaning that you make a loss on one so that you can make a profit on other things. That's a different conversation altogether. But when you are making losses consistently, it's difficult, and especially for those that are in service businesses, because they're not using real products that are tangible. They find it difficult to quantify and estimate what it takes to get things done. And I know what I'm saying because, I used to be very deeply in consulting, and I'm still in consulting, right? So don't get it wrong, right? But I've changed my model rather significantly because I realized, right, that the rate at which I am going, right, you're just going to struggle to do the basic things. So, and that is why some people have no business being in business, because they're just trying to get by. So, oh my goodness, my time is fast spent, all right? All right, so I've tried to give you two very quick examples, right? In a product-based business, in a service-based business, many products, check it, go back and check it out. Many products are not charging what they need to charge for their businesses, and especially in the service sector, because we find it difficult to quantify what we're doing. I mean, how do you spend the whole day conducting training for people, and all the client is able to pay you, right, is $100? Think about it. The question is this: how long do you want to continue that for? How long? The cost of the time that it took to prepare the slides that you're trading people on, did you put value on that? The cost of marketing to get the next customer, did you put value? Did you factor that value in your pricing? Now, are some people doing it? Of course, they are. But you guess what? Check it out. Most of them have not been doing it for too long. The reason is because it is hard. It is hard. It's very hard. One time, one of my partners, we traveled out of our state to another state to work with a client. And on our way back, we saw some guys that were obviously coming back from a training project that they had done, etc. And the way they were looking, and all of that, I said to my partner, I said, I don't want to be doing this when I'm their age. Nothing against them. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Everybody makes their choices. Everybody decides what they want to do. But I just made up my mind that, look, this is not what I want to do. This is not what I want to be doing at this particular stage, at this particular age. And what that means is I need to tweak and change my model. And if it is unchangeable, then maybe I'm in the wrong business. Just maybe. Have you ever considered that maybe you are in the wrong business? Is that a possibility? Look, I know you're passionate about what you're doing, and that's great. But you can do it as a passion and not necessarily as a business. Remember that. You can do something as a passion, but not as a business. I'll say it one more time. You can do something as passion, but not as a business. Because if it's going to be a business, it must be sustainable. Listen, all these things I'm saying there, I haven't even started talking about how you take care of your kids with this business. So, I've said a lot today, right? And I think that for some people and for some businesses, I've probably put you in more trouble than you were before you started listening to me. But listen, right? If you are running a very good business, the things I've said, instead of them making you afraid, they will energize you to do what you need to do to make things work in your business. Look at your margins. Look at how much you are making. If you are not making money, rethink your working model. Rethink your business model. Can you combine it with some other things that make money and some things that lose money, so that net they make money? Those are the ways that you need to begin to think if you're going to get the results that you're looking for in business. All right? Now, next week, right, is going to be the final week. We're going to talk about this. And next week is going to be exciting. We're going to talk about the turnaround strategy. What exactly needs to go into the creation of a turnaround strategy? When you create that strategy, then you move to implementation and all of that. We'll deal with that next time, and we'll talk about it also in a lot more detail that helps you understand and gives you practical ways of doing exactly what you need to do to make your business grow and to make your business succeed. Once again, I want to say a big thank you for joining me today. If you got value from this video, all right, go ahead and share. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're on YouTube. Go ahead and give us a thumbs up as well on YouTube. All right. If you're joining us for the first time on Instagram, all right, wave at us. Please go ahead and wave. All right. Just click on the wave icon. All right. And all our people on Instagram, go ahead and hit the like button and like it and let them know that we celebrate you and we welcome you and we thank you for joining us for the very first time today on Instagram. This video is going to be available on YouTube, on our YouTube channel at MarketFaith. Go ahead, subscribe on YouTube, watch the video and watch again, and please listen to some of the things that I've said, because they will really help you and they will really help you grow your business. Remember, we're talking about what to do to turn around a business that is struggling, all right? Next week, we're going to conclude it with the strategy that will help you turn around. Thank you so much. God bless you. I look forward to seeing you again next time.